So trying to make this podcast not just about current events that are happening, but just I think it's a good topic for just you as an audience, but just us to discuss is how do you deal with grief? I know it's something that is this last week I had a conversation with a coach from New Zealand who is a rugby coach, and he was dealing with grief in his own world where a player that was close to him unfortunately committed suicide because of some of the CTE symptoms he was experiencing. And so he was going through kind of a grieving process. He said that things were very raw there in New Zealand. That's how he described it. And then here as a nation, we had the assassination of Charlie Kirk. So it was a lot of people online reacting to that. We also had the anniversary of September 11th was also this week. So when you talk about hard things that have happened, there was a lot happened in the week. I felt just being around it a lot. So I wanted to talk with Dr. Cowan, my dad too, is about grief and how to hard things that happen that are outside in looking at the world. I know you have, your clients that you work with, and this might be a topic that comes up a lot where they're coming for you because they've had some hard things that have happened in their life, some grief that has happened, and they're trying to process it or they're trying to get through it. So I just wanted to kind of open up to you as you these events have happened this week that, what's your thought process on that? How do you help somebody that's dealing with, something that's close that's happened to them? And then we can kind of probably talk about things that are like we see in the world that have happened.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Dal. Yeah, there are a lot of different categories and a lot of different ways that people approach loss. There's some level of grief that comes just from disappointment, some level of grief that comes from true loss. But grief, man, I'll tell you, I've buried, when I was working as full-time as a pastor, I buried 30 people or something, and people go through grief. People who died from cancer and took a long time to die. The families had a chance to sort of reorganize prior to their death and prepare for that. And so the grieving starts 6 months ahead of time. And then, like when our friend Judson got killed in a plane crash, backseat of a F-16, I think. That was a sudden thing where somebody just shows up at his wife's door in military uniforms to give them the news. And he goes to work and doesn't come home. That kind of sudden death is a whole nother category. This thing with Mr. Kirk was something nobody expected. And we all saw, couldn't believe it, the sudden death thing. So that's part of the range of this. And I think we just need to accept that there's a whole range of it.